The only thing that you know is that you know nothing. So yeah, SEO is not complicated. It's hard. But it's a little bit difficult because, one, you hear one thing and you hear the opposite. And then also, we could be wrong. I could change my mind. Because that's part of the game. We play a game of poker, but one, we don't know the rules. Two, they change. They evolve. That's pretty much it. And I'm very happy to say that I was wrong. But first, let's say hi to Horse CEO. Today is a cold out day. Yesterday, we were jumping. Check this out. But yes, what's the big deal? Why am I claiming that it's the biggest news basically since I started SEO in 2004? Because we got two gangs. I'm part of the gang who believes that everything happens on the page level. Your strategy must be thought on the page level. Who is in relation to what, who is doing what, for whom, when, how, and so on, okay? Be in control. And Google interprets the web page by page. What's a website? For us humans, it's pretty easy to say, all right, this is apple.com website. This is horse, SEO horse guru website. Whatever, okay? But from a search engine perspective, a little bit different. And what did we know so far? A website exists from a server perspective, what's called a host. You can declare a property in Google Search Console, but that doesn't mean that behind the understanding of a website by a robot that doesn't understand what he reads is the same then for us humans. Then along the way, we moved on, say my gang, I'll tell about the other side in a minute. We were, okay, it makes sense that, hey, that is that a guy? Is that a guy? I don't know. It's a little kid. So she's a woman. I don't know what that means. If you can understand women, let me know. I'll do my best. Okay, let's get away. If they start fighting or whatever, I'm distracted by talking SEO here. So go back to eat the grass, please, my dear. Come on, no, don't go back over there. This way. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so along the way, I say we, my gang, my part of the story. Well, okay, makes sense that there is some kind of classifier. Google will put you in a bucket with a sticker on it. Because along the way, since I started in 2004, I really saw that the Walmarts, okay, the websites that sell everything and anything, were became less powerful than specialized niche websites that focused on specific topic, specific industry. Not saying that Amazon can't rank. I'm just saying that I really saw, from my perspective, that it was much more powerful, much easier to stay focused, and the more focused you are, the better. So, okay, classify. And that's pretty much as far as I've got. I've been fighting the concept of domain authority for decades. The receipts are here on this podcast. Go to the myth-busting playlist, and not one, but a bunch of content about debunking domain authority. Because there is the other side of the story, the other gang, the domain authority crew. Domain ranking, okay, by Ahrefs, domain authority by Moz. And I was like, this is bullshit. And I still say it's bullshit. Let me explain. How do we roll? Right now, I can look at a patent by Google that explains what are site-wide signals. You could have research documents. You can have peer-reviewed research documents. Okay? That's how we roll. Because all we got is a bunch of correlation to claim that our shit works. For example, I'm part of the topical PageRank crew. The topical mesh is really based on the concept of the topical PageRank. Some SEOs and some very knowledgeable, and I highly respect them. Google never said officially they use the topical PageRank. All I have to show you are receipts, correlation, that it works better with. It works a lot worse without. But anyhow, let's go back to this domain authority thing. Problem I have with those scores, they are simple magic potion cooked under the full moon by SEO druids. Because, well, of course, it doesn't mean that because Google put down a patent that they use that in the algorithm. But it's still a good hint. And about the site-wide signals, well, now that the the line is updated in the Google developers documentation, saying, yeah, everything happens on the page level, but we also have site-wide signals. Also, since we studied the Google leaks, and you got numerous occurrences of site-wide signals in the Google leaks. But I'll go back in a minute on that, because you'll see there's a problem. But yes, those secret sauce by SEO druids, what are they based on? Whether my topical mesh strategy, it's it's based on real algorithms, and yes, it's actually reinforced by this great news that a website somehow exists for Google. The fact that you must be, the news is you must do it better. There is no place for average. There is no place for doing a bad job as far as semantic SEO, whether you adopt the topical mesh or any other semantic SEO related strategies. as semantic SEO is not a trend. Semantic SEO is the right way to do SEO. So those guys, they throw in a score, and what does that mean? What is it based on? They keep it secret. I'm sorry, but that's not how we roll. The PageRank formula, the topical PageRank formula is right there on the open. Do they have the exact same at Google? Well, all I know is, for example, majestic.com, the topical trust flow. If you get it wrong there, all I'm saying is, in the more advanced system at Google, it's not going to get better. However, you might get it right in the topical trust flow right for Majestic, and it could be wrong in the more advanced system for Google. Got me? But that's based on something real, something scientific, something on the open, something that people can share, discuss, debate, evaluate, test. And when there are enough correlation amongst people who know what they're talking about, well, we're like, hey, maybe we're on the right direction. But one private company, coming out with a score, an index, KPI, and saying, trust me. No, I trust Majestic because I know those guys. I know how they worked out those formulas. I know what they are based upon. And they make more sense for me. Now, sure, those guys with the domain authority concept, they got it, they had a good idea before we got to find out. But I've no clue what it's based upon. I can't trust the validity of that score. If it works for you, great, amazing. Because at the end of the day, that's really the only thing that matters. Okay? Does it work for you? Does it make sense? My tip: use those scores on a page level, not on a domain level. Because the score on the domain level is just analyzing the homepage. In my opinion. Again. Okay? IMO. So, yes, it's very interesting because from the Google leaks and from the Google, the USA versus Google lawsuit and all that good stuff, it's not clear what is a website for Google. Host, subdomain, aggregation of pages. It could be even cross-domain. So it's not very clear. A lot of people are jumping on we were right. Domain authority, see? Sidewide signals. Well, what is a website? Is my question. What is a website? So now, as far as my strategy, the topical mesh, we just have to do it better. I mean, do it better. In theory, I give you the entire formula, the formula but well, let's keep the formula analogy, okay? I always say, I explain to you how to win the Barcelona Formula One Grand Prix. If you are racing a go-kart, well, maybe you don't need to apply 90% of the strategy. You can chill at 30%. No, I'm going to say, all right, go-kart or Formula 3 or GT. Well, no, 30% is not enough. You got to go 50, 60, okay? That's the only thing. This entire debate about does a website exist or not is irrelevant in the approach of a clear and controlled SEO strategy like the topical mesh. If you know exactly who is doing what, the only difference is I come from branding. 2004, I became professional for SEO, but 1994 in New York City, I was working in marketing and branding. So do you think I advocate to build a brand? Do you think I advocate to be good at building an entity powerful enough to be called a brand and relevant enough for Google to say, hey, this entity slash brand is strong enough to be trusted? I'm all in for that. I come from that, so I'm very happy to be wrong. It just it's a miracle. I don't believe in miracles, but they happen every day. I was wrong, and the fact that I was wrong is a marvelous news, because it proves me right that I was in the right direction, always, since day one, since before day one, because that's what I'm all about. So yeah, building a brand is also a mechanical process, 100%. SEO is a mechanical process. Don't believe anybody who tells you that SEO is a voodoo magic potion, okay? Let's stop with that. Now, the challenge for today is what I call SEO 2010, text on HTML pages. No excuses to do a half-assed job. Adopt the topical mesh. It's a proven strategy. It works. The course is really from A to Z. Step one, you listen to the course, then you have to do some homework, then you move on to the next step, and so on and so on. I'm also a consultant for hire. Or, I don't know, find the information out there. There is a lot on this channel. If you understand French, I got 20 years of knowledge sharing on my in French. So good luck with that. So the information is out there. All I'm offering is take the highway instead of the country road. But more than ever now, clarity and the fact that a website exists makes so much sense from a money, economical, okay, the classifying websites. I don't want to get too nerdy into crawling the web, but yeah, it makes sense that Google had to figure out what is a website, put you in a bucket with a sticker on it. Okay, you are validated. All the pages have from that entity, I was going to say, have to be trusted. No, it's not. That's wrong also. You could have a very trusted website with a lot of pages that will get shut down. Forbes.com, if you hear me, for example. And then, yeah, from also on the downside, how can Google figure out the mystery of the predictive crawl? Meaning, before visiting the page, Google is going to decide that this website sucks. Very easy. Visit a couple of pages, visit the whole page, visit a couple of pages, and you decide that the rest is going to suck. Here is your indexing problem. So why don't you make the perfect, that's course number 3 in the topical mesh. Yeah, it's number 3 on page SEO. If you know how to do a beautiful, perfect page, start with that. Okay, with your new website. the birth of the website, we're going to talk about it because it's one of the key concepts. It was one of my most successful posts in French from decades ago, how to give birth to a website. So yeah, pay attention. If you do a good job, SEO works. It's never been a better time. Why? Because the weak ones, they complain. They all complain. And they quit. There is space to move on. Yes, it's work, but it's worth it because SEO always wins. I wish you well. Thank you for listening. SEO Conspiracy out.